Welcome back to this commentated roleplay for Rebirth, the Rebirth mod for Morrowind. So, in the previous episode we were just considering now venturing out to Balmora. Assemmus here has stayed for a couple of days in Sadanin, has liaised with the inhabitants and has familiarized himself with this new land to a small extent. So I believe it is reasonable now that he would be venturing out on his mission provided to him. And he has some directions here which have been kindly provided by Alone. So let us peruse Alone's directions to Balmora. So, from Sadanin to Balmora by road, yes, we should be travelling by foot. From Sadanin, leave the village by the north bridge and follow the road east past the Silkstrider port. East of Sadanin, the road heads northeast through Sada Outpost and intersects a northwest-southeast road. Turn left northwest and past the village of Pelagiad on your right. Okay. The road continues north, then swings northeast until it reaches a four-way intersection. The road to Balmora turns left northwest and descends into Oyada Mamea, I should say. A deep volcanic ravine. Yes, that was referenced a number of times in speaking to the locals, I believe. We need to be quite cautious around this area. Well, cautious in particular in this Oyada Mamea. The road follows the ravine northeast for a shorter distance, then turns left and climbs out of the ravine to the northwest. Okay. So I believe let us just begin with heading to this Silkstrider port, and then we shall take it from there. We shall also afford ourselves the opportunity to be curious, as this is very much in line with the characterization of Assemmus, although he would also be mindful of his self-preservation. And if all comes to the worst, then he can always return to Sadanin and recover for another attempt at this journey. So let us begin. Most inclement day. I imagine that many would like to keep indoors. Good day. Good day and keep dry, I hope. Good day, Elder Fire. More indicated. What out to venture? Ah, yes. This is a sort of Strider port. Good day, guard. Just briefly, Assemmus's curiosity has been piqued by this unique looking building here. Let's investigate. A note on Valius. Interesting. This area is off limits until further notice. Curious. Entering without authorization is considered a crime and will be punished according to the Imperial law. Valius, Knight Bachelor of the Imperial Legion. Despite being curious, I don't believe such curiosity would supersede Assemmus's desire to maintain lawfulness in this particular circumstance. So let's leave this for now. And perhaps we may inquire for some more information. Looks as if it is locked to a level of 25 anyway. Let us converse with this individual briefly. Learn a little more about the Silk Strider. The most curious creature.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
Darvain Heliran. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Darvain. I'm not precisely sure how to pronounce that. Darvarm or Darvain. You must forgive me if I am mistaken. This is the seaport village of Sadanin, Outlander, in the Bitter Coast region. I'm a Calibaner, and I manage the Silk Strider port here. Tell me your destination, if you're looking for a ride. Not at this precise time, Darvain, but you go on. Or, if you're new to Sadanin, I can help you with local services. Or any specific place in Sadanin you're looking for. Or, if you want someone in particular, maybe I know where to look. I'm not looking to travel to any particular destination by the Silk Strider, as I am going by foot. But I would be interested in learning more about this service. What destinations do you travel to? I can take you by Silk Strider from Sadanin to Balmora, Vivek, Nintsis, and Sudan. Thank you. I would like to inquire what your views are of the Dunmer. I see. And would you have any interesting information regarding Sadenine or outside of Sadenine? I see. Pray, would you have any advice for me, Darvane? Ah, yes, I am very much on the lookout for this law and custom book or tome. It seems to be eluding me. Do you have any interesting, uncommon nuggets of information for this newcomer? Ah, yes, I've heard of this custom. I shall make sure to observe it. I'm most interested in learning about this land. Would you have any interesting information regarding the law? Light armor is weak but less tiring, good for running. Heavy armor is strong but slow and tiring. Medium armor is in between. Unarmored style, evading attacks instead of using armor. Less tiring of all. Well, I certainly would not be interested in purchasing any heavy armor, or wearing any heavy armor. I like to be light on my feet. But perhaps some light armor would be useful. But I am low on coin at the moment, Darvane, so that is something for the future. Now I learn a little bit more about your trade here as a Silk Strider rider. Ah, you are termed as a caravanner specifically. I can transport you by Silk Strider to various destinations for a modest fee. Thank you. However, like my father, I like to travel by foot. I like to see the land and to live off the land. Thank you, Beth. Pray, are there any interesting services that I may access apart from your own, of course? I see. And what about this fine beast you have behind you? May I learn a little bit more about this Silk Strider? Ah, yes. Yes, I've heard this in relation to the fact that they are giant insects and that you manipulate certain organs and tissues in order to maneuver them. Interesting. Would you recommend anyone in particular to visit Darvane? I see. And what about this Vodunius Lucius? What can you tell me about this individual? Oh yes, he steers business my way. Interesting. And I do him a little favour now and then. Poor fellow, I don't think he's happy here in Vardenfall. Interesting. Perhaps I may be of some assistance. Thank you, Darvane. It's been a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Do take shelter when you can. Interesting. Assemmus quickly pens in his journal. He's trying to keep the pages dry. Darvane Helen mentioned that she didn't think Verdonius Lucius was happy here. Who is this Verdonius Lucius? Let me just reacquaint myself. I see. Interesting. That's an individual inside me itself. Let us continue. I do hope this weather subsides soon. Curiosity beckons. What do we have here? Cabin door to Adamarsatus. Now, I believe this could relate to the smuggler's location. The question would be, would Assemmus's curiosity supersede his cautiousness in this regard? I think, considering this is not breaking the law, it may do. So let us venture inside a moment. I'd be especially vigilant. Just before Assemmus heads inside, he would be certainly vigilant enough to equip his iron dagger, and also he is going to prepare his ancestral guardian spell. Finds a sanctuary 25 points for 60 seconds on self, just in case something untoward happens. Very good.
There is no escape!
Oh dear. Let's see. So despite having tried to sneak, seems that Assemmus has detected that he has left the cabin and has not been pursued, thank goodness. I think perhaps he would be keen to get away, not engage, as there's really no rationale for that. Let us proceed on with our journey. Making sure we are not pursued. Interesting. Creature of some variety. Looks like a rodent of some form. Let us evade that. Yeah. Looks like a crab of some sort. Try and keep out of its way. A worn chest. Oh. Curiosity beckons. Well, as it is just out here in the wild, I do believe that Assemmus would be taking this gold. Does not seem to belong to anyone. Good. Ah. We are on the correct track. Let's head in this direction. Good day, guard. I'm an officer of the Imperial Legion. Move along. Oh. May I just have a moment of your time? Perhaps learn a little bit about yourself, if you would not mind. I am an Imperial Guard. I see. So it seems. Could you tell me a little bit about the customer fines and compensation here? I have learned a little bit about it, but it would be useful coming from an officer of the law. That's how we punish crimes in Morrowind. We collect fines, and compensation is paid to the injured party or his kin. Don't pay the fine, and do hard labour. I see. And what of your position as a guard? Do you enjoy your role? Guards keep the peace and chase down criminals. Well, there seems to be one just in the cave over there. But perhaps they'd best be left alone. They seemed quite aggravated. Each district has its own guards. Legion troopers in Imperial districts, Ordinators in Temple districts, Redolon, Halalu and Telvani guards in their own Great House districts. I see. Guards collect fines and compensation, or drag you off to prison if you can't pay. And how do you feel about the Imperials' position here? Seems as though they had quite a strong presence. Yes, I've heard of that. I've heard the Imperials described as such here. Have you been part of the Imperial Legion for long? I see. I see. I don't suppose you would have any interesting rumours? At first, it seemed the fuss about the Nerevarine, perhaps I should say, prophecy was just silly superstition. Then I learned that the Dunmer have been waiting for Lord Nerevar to come back for centuries. Interesting. This is the first I've heard of the Nerevarine. I do hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The Incarnate, they call it. Every few years, an Ashlander appears, and the tribes call him the Incarnate. Then the temple goes out, hunts him down, and reveals him as a fate. Why does the temple worry so much about it? Well, the Dunmer ancestral customs are very important. I hope you can respect that. Would you be able to give me any advice, guard? I am venturing out for the first time from Saint-Denis on my way to Balmora. If you take a job that's too hard for you, don't kill yourself. Wait until you're bigger and stronger, and try again. Thank you. I shall bear that in mind. Do you have any interesting nuggets of information? I see, yes. I shall make sure not to initiate combat unless someone initiates it upon me. Thank you. And would you be able to tell me a little bit more about this land? But what of this Neverin? I would like to learn a little bit more. It is the reincarnation of some dark elven hero, supposed to come and drive the Empire out of Morrowind. Just some local superstition, but the temple says it's wicked and evil, and you'll be very sorry if you talk about it with the priests and temple guard. I shall be careful not to be too curious in my questioning then. Thank you, guard. It's been surprisingly pleasant to make your acquaintance. Do take care and keep dry.
Go ahead, stranger.
Thank you.
Strange.
Take shelter for just a moment. Perhaps we may take pause in Ramin's pawn shop for a moment. Good day, good day. I primarily am just keeping out of the rain, but it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. May I speak to you briefly? Excuse me, customer here. So, Assemmus Timsar-Dadisun, you're new to Sadanin, and you'd like some help finding your way around. Very sensible. Go ahead, ask away. Looking for services, some specific place, someone in particular. Just need a little advice. Whatever it is, I'd be happy to help. Thank you, Ramin. Would you be able to provide any information about any rumors in the area? Indeed, I've heard this multiple times now. I really do hope someone finds this poor processus, Vitellius. Would you be able to provide me any advice, Ramin? Very well, yes, I've heard this before, but thank you for that information. Would there be any other uncommon information nuggets you could provide me, Ramin? Yes, I believe I've heard of the Daedric shrines before. Yes, their architecture seems to be a distinct feature. I shall be aware of such features, as I believe they are dangerous locations, though. And would you be able to provide me information about Morrowind itself? The guard outside has provided me with some interesting lore, but what about you? The dissident priests challenge certain traditional doctrines of the temple. They also criticize abuses of power by the ordinators and accuse the temple leaders of greed and corruption. Interesting. So it seems as though there are certain schisms within the priesthood itself. That's interesting to know, thank you. And what of your trade? Do you get many customers here? I am a pawnbroker. I buy your goods, giving you cash on the counter. And if, at a later date, you wish to recover your goods, you need only pay me what they are worth. With a small profit, of course, for my time and trouble, naturally. I also sell things, sometimes used and worn, sometimes almost new, and all for a fraction of what they'd cost if purchased elsewhere. That could be of use, thank you. And are there any other useful services, other than your own, of course? Yes, I see, thank you. Would you recommend anyone in particular to converse with? Yes, thank you. And would there be any specific places to visit? I am on my way to Balmora, you see. Very good, yes. I've heard of these locations and hopefully in time shall be able to visit them. Thank you, Remy. Good day, guard. It seems as though you do not wish to speak, so perhaps I shall leave you two to converse. Still raining hard, it seems. Well, I believe at this particular stage, having ventured out from Sedanin and reached this outpost of sorts, Assemmus shall just take pause for a moment. Perhaps it may be reasonable to consider finding some lunch for himself, as I believe it is probably coming up to afternoon, and then we shall see about continuing our journey to Balmora, making sure not to disturb the local wildlife, respecting the creatures of the land, and being generally quite vigilant, as we are very much unfamiliar with this territory. So, I'd like to say thank you for joining me, and I shall see you in the next episode. Goodbye now.